What is cracking, boys and my ladies? It is Ren Creates, and today we're going to be going over how to get all 11 sacred tears in Elden Ring. Now, there might be one more because there is 12, and I just don't know about it. If there is, let me know in the comment sections below. Arigatou gozaimasu in advance. But how do we get sacred tears, and what do they do? Well, sacred tears are basically like your bone shards, or basically like the bone shards from Dark Souls 3. They power up your bonfire, so they power up the effectiveness of your flasks. And in this case, the sacred tears are basically like tears in a chalice that you find at churches. And these sacred tears boost the amount of effectiveness of our flasks. And at endgame, it is almost required to have them at the max level. So this video is going to help you out with that right now. So, like I mentioned before, we get them at churches. There is a total of 11 churches in the game, all across the lands between. So now let's get into where we can find them, starting right now. Our first church is the Church of Pilgrimage. You can find a Church of Pilgrimage in southern Limgrave just by making your way down from the Bridge of Sacrifices and hooking a right to go all the way around and make your way up to the Church of Pilgrimage. Not too far from there, if you make your way southwestern from the Church of Pilgrimage, you can make your way down to the 4th Church of Makria. Here you can pick up another sacred tier. Then from the minor Erdtree, if you make your way directly eastern, you're going to go past the cave. I believe it's Tombsword Cave. You can actually get to yet another church. This is the Kalu Baptismal Church. Here you can pick up your 3rd sacred tier. Now, making your way near the border of Caelid, if you make your way up from the minor Erdtree in West Limgrave, you can actually find yet another church. This is the 3rd Church of Makria. This is actually one of the first churches I recommend you go to because you can pick up your Flask of Physic there. Wondrous Flask of Physic is an awesome innovation to the Souls genre, as it's a flask that you can concoct to what your very needs need to be. It's all for a video of its own. I'll have out a video on how to get all Physic concoctions. After you've defeated Godric the Grafted, keep making your way through and out the castle and take a direct left. There you're going to come to yet another church. This is the Church of Irith. Not only can you pick up a sacred tier here, but you can also talk to a sorcerer who studied at Raya Lucaria. Although his sorceries are not that great, he's still there if you want to do it anyways. To get to this one, you're going to have to go all the way up from the Limgrave path, the bridge path I believe is what it's called, and you're going to make your way all the way up north. From there you're going to take a northwestern approach and make your way to the Church of Bellum. The Church of Bellum is going to garner yet another sacred tier, but it's also an area that's filled with some enemies, so be careful. From the Church of Bellum, you have to actually make your way through quite a bit of BS, as there's actually a bunch of frenzy that's going to be inflicted on you in that area on your way up to the Church of Inhibition. The Church of Plague is our next stop. The Church of Plague can actually be accessed if you go from the minor Erdtree in Caelid. I made a video on how to get there, but basically you make your way southern. If you go all the way down, you'll be able to find it without a problem. It's very hard to miss, and you can get yourself yet another tier there. The second Church of Marika is located up in the Atlas Plateau. This one right next to the Rise, which I've actually made a video on. I believe it's called the Mirage Rise. Pretty cool video. Check it out. Very helpful. You can access that area. It's got some cool stuff in it for you guys, but that's not the point of this video. Once you're there, claim another sacred tier. And make your way all the way up towards the mountaintop of giants. We have yet another, I gotta be honest, this one's kind of hidden, church, What you want to do from Spirit Color Cave is make your way southeastern. Now be careful because there is a dragon that's blowing all types of fog in your way and you don't want to fight him yet, but just keep running past him and eventually you'll make your way to the church. And last but certainly not least, we have the Church of Apost. I'm actually making a video all about this because Onika is one killer dude, but he drops the coolest weapon in the game in my opinion because I'm the king of blood. And that is the Rivers of Blood. I have an awesome video on how to defeat him. I'll put it up on the screen right now if it's out. But you can also just run right past him, ignore him, grab your tier, and like that, you have all of the tiers in the game. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope this will be able to get you guys to a plus 11 flask. If it does help, make sure to hit the like button. Always appreciated. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you guys never miss an Elden content when it comes out. Got tons of it on the channel. Make sure to hit me up on your email list too if you use your email daily. Check out all my other socials just in case there's any tidbits of information there or updates about me in the game. And make sure to join the journey through the lands between by clicking on the Elden Ring playlist. Take a look at it in the description below. But as usual, rise, my fellow tarnished, and brandish thine Elden Ring.